pineapple, but I got truly everything, and I got truly everything from pina colada, tangerine, watermelon, pineapple. Totally fine. Pineapple? Yeah.
Let's see if that's going to get.
That works. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great day. We got an incredible show lined up for you guys. Couple things, folks. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of December, and a couple more days away from the holiday. I hope you guys are really running around. I'm sure you guys are all busy out there doing your stuff, getting ready, cooking and shopping for your big holiday adventure. And of course, we got a whole bunch of people here at the house. I don't know, maybe 20, 40 people here on Christmas Eve. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. And I want to thank all our great guests on. Bobby Nardella yesterday from the Chicago Wolves was on. It was great having Bobby. Anyway, folks, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609. And let's get some sponsors. We got two great individuals on today, folks. We got my good friend Murray and Jake Weiner from EMG Booking Agency, man. They're one of the best. They put all the best shows in the city of Chicago, all the festivals, all the events, always done by these great guys. And Murray and Jake, Murray's been in business for many years. Now his son following in his footsteps and his partner, they're going to be on. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. They worked with everybody. I mean, the list goes on and on. You got somebody, Peter Cetera. You got Christopher Cross, the Beach Boys, Dionne Warwick, Kenny Loggins, so many people, Survivor, and the list goes on and on. We're going to talk more about a little stuff with Jake and Murray in a couple minutes. But before we do that, folks, thank you, everybody, for showing up last night at Rosati's in Lakemore, Illinois. I want to thank Laura, of course, and Anthony for throwing that bash. It was a lot of fun, and I love to see some great friends there. We do appreciate it very much. Jerry Jams, great job, and seeing Carlo Joseph last night as well. Now, tonight, folks, will be at Jimmy's Place in Forest Park with Louis Pipes opening up the show, folks. That's a 7 o'clock hit. Louis hits at 7. We hit at 7:30, me and Jerry Jams. Thursday will be at Venuti's in Addison with the main event band. That's Tony Toto, Danny Raimondi, Jerry Jams, and direct from Italy, from Naples, Italy, making his encore performance. The great folks, that's right, Angel Coremato, folks. Over 65 million followers. He'll be joining us this Thursday at Venuti's in Addison. That's a 7:30 hit. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Double T. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, a lot of good stuff happening. New Year's Eve is still busy. Avanti, seats are going fast. Avanti Banquets with the main event band in Fox River Grove. That's Avanti Banquets, owned by the Chicago Prime Steakhouse. And don't forget, December 28th and 29th, my 60th birthday bash. It's going to be fun. We'll give you more details on that coming up. Tomorrow, a live remote, folks. You know how much you love our live remotes. And every Thursday, my lovely co-host, my lovely wife, Laura Ocean, will be joining us, folks. We'll be live from the Almost Home Foundation in Schaumburg. We're going to be there right there. It's on Irving Park Road. Give a chance, you guys. Come down to the Almost Home Foundation for Pets. Let's get some dogs adopted for the holiday, not only for the kids, but from your adults. A la carte entertainment, supply them in all the pizza tomorrow. That's the 22nd. And then Mayor Tom Daly, my good friend from Schaumburg, will be joining us as well at the Almost Home Foundation. So come on by. We'll be there from 12 to 1. We need some dogs adopted. Get them out there. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. And forget the snow, folks. Yeah, I know. WLS. I mean, these guys are always wrong, and they can still make money. ABC, but Brett Miller, was it? Says 18 inches by Friday, ladies and gentlemen. WGN says 6 to 7 by Friday. So who knows? And O'Hare Airport has already bought 10,000 pounds of salt already. So looks what they're expecting. What happened, hon? Harper College just closed for tomorrow. So there you go, folks. Ready for that snowstorm, but reservations are in tomorrow at Venuti, so I'm excited about that. All right. Anyway, let's get some sponsors. Without the sponsors, folks, we don't get paid. McCampbell Law Group, Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. Great lawyer, great guy, Roy McCampbell. Give him a call at 708-275-4264. My wife's company, Laura Ocean Solutions, increasing profits or reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again with Laura Ocean Solutions. Let's go down to Deutsch Power Center out of Elgin, Illinois. At the bottom of the screen gives you all your sponsors, numbers, information, folks. Deutsch Power Center, Great Lakes, servicing the construction and diesel industry in the Chicagoland area for the last 100 years. Call Sal at 224-276-6550. One more, Don Esteban Cigars out of Tarpon Springs, Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect for stocking stuffers. Call Javier at 727-366-7536. We'll get some more sponsors as we go in the show. Now you can see us at five different spots, folks. Right now, I want you guys to go to the Tony Ocean Show page, Ocean's Pit page, follow it and like it. Share the show right now that you'll be watching. We got a great show, very great show coming up in just a couple seconds, folks. That's right, my good buddy Murray and Jake from EMG Entertainment. It's going to be fantastic. All right, so you see us live on the Ocean's Pit Show right now, live on the Tony Ocean Show page right now, on the Mo Carrara page right now, on Twitter, on YouTube, and LinkedIn, all at the same time. So it's going to be fun. We have a lot of great stuff. Now, my guest coming up this Friday, of course, we got St. Nick coming on the 23rd, of course, and my good friend Fran and Lori Stevens. Some great singing, some great Christmas carols. On the 28th, my man, Mr. Ron Onesti, will be our guest on the 28th again. Ronnie comes and joins us once or twice a year. Ronnie will be us live at the Arcada Theater. We'll be there live on the 28th, broadcasting live with Ron Onesti. And then, of course, the 30th, Josie and Tina Marie, of course, from the Josie Awards from Nashville, Tennessee at the Grand Ole Opry, folks, where we won the award for the best internet show. They'll be our guest on the 30th of December. Always nice to have them and find out what's going on with next year's Josie Awards. Josie Awards a big deal. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about the Josie Awards. It's at the Grand Ole Opry. It just happened in October. 2,000 people at this event. It's just an incredible event, and I'm looking forward to hopefully be back again there next year. All right, before we bring up our guest, let's say hello to Dylan Jones in the house, Franny, Peter Prado. We have Santa Barbara, St. Louis, Florida, Wisconsin, New Jersey is in the house. Hello, gentlemen. Danny Ramonde, Joanne Lulo, we got Iowa, Orlando, Florida's in the house. Morning, Kimmy. How you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right. Columbus. Oh, Columbus is great. Columbus, Ohio. A lot of Italians out in Columbus. All right. So you are here, Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. We are on Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, and every show is dedicated to the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the firemen, the policemen. We always back the blue, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the farmers and the teachers, but mostly it's dedicated to people like you. This show is definitely politically incorrect, and I'm going to tell you why. Because we say Merry Christmas, we say Happy Holidays, we salute the troops, we stand for our flag, and that's what it's about, folks. That's just the way it is over here on the Ocean Pit Show. All right, so we got two classy gentlemen, and I've worked with these guys for many years. I've known these guys many years. Murray Weiner and his son, Jake. They've been in the business for many, many years. Of course, EMG agency, booking agency, and they put on some great shows. All the great shows that come to Chicago, a lot are put through Murray and his son, Jake. They've been in business in a long time. They've dealt with a lot of great acts, and I'm going to ask them some questions that nobody ever gets a chance to ask them. Something that we like to know. I mean, it's easy to say, how is it working with the Beach Boys? Or how was it working with Dionne Warwick? Okay, that's easy questions, but we're going to get some of that stuff that maybe some people don't know about. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, from EMG, Murray and Jake Weiner in the house. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. Well, happy Hanukkah and happy holidays to you guys. All right, Murray, let's start with you. Where were you born, sir?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois.
Can you get a little closer to the mic, if you can, when you speak? Thank you. Where were you born, Murray?
Born in Chicago, 1944.
Oh, okay, very cool. Murray, you come from a big family?
Just one sister who I lost recently, unfortunately. Great lady and a great influence on me. Very strong woman.
Very, very cool. So let me ask you something. EMG, what's that stand for?
Entertainment management.
Make,
So it's like American Telephone and Telegraph. Entertainment Management Group. We shortened it to EMG.
okay. Well, very good. Now, what year, Murray, did that agency start?
Well, that was founded in 1986, but at that time I had already business for about 19 years. But I formalized my company in 86.
Oh, let me ask you, Murray, would you remember the first concert, the first event that you put together or were totally fully in charge of? What was that first concert?
Well, the first show that I ever did in booking was in 1967. I was working at a side called the Club Laurel. I was like a bar back, and I had some friends in the music business. So I was always interested in trying to do that, and the owners came to me and said that they wanted to get a house 5 days, and did I know anybody, and did I ever book anybody? And I said, yeah, I've done it in my life. So I said, there's some guys that have a band in there soon, and they want to get some exposure, and I'll ask them if they want to do it, which I did it, and that was the CTA.
Oh, very cool. Cool. Dylan Jones says, can you turn down your sound? You're breaking up. So you might want to turn down the volume and maybe move in a little closer because you're breaking up here and there. Thank you, Dylan Jones. Welcome to Ocean's Pit. All right, Murray. So that was, do you remember what was your first major act that you booked?
First major act I booked was in actually did a bunch of black tie fundraisers for Alexian Brothers Hospital. Say the first major one was Donald O'Connor and Debbie Reynolds. First major
Donald O'Connor.
act.
You mean the dancer, right? The actor, the dancer. Oh, very, very
Right.
cool.
And Debbie, then after that, went on to book Bob, Rich Little, the Letterman, Ray Charles, Phyllis Diller, all
Phyllis Diller,
within
Ray
the
Charles, Donald O'Connor. That's a pretty impressive thing for your big,
Yeah.
big major act.
Bob
Absolutely.
Hope. Yeah, Bob Hope.
Bob Hope. I'm still having some trouble hearing you guys off and on, so you're cutting in and out. So let's just see if we can make this work. We have, ladies and gentlemen, on the air, EMG, of course, Murray and Jake Weiner, booking agency club, and they do a lot of fantastic. How many shows would you guys say you do a year?
We do about 60 calendar dates with the 5 slots.
That's a lot, and that's mostly outside festivals, inside as well.
All outside for the most part.
For the most part. We also have Jake Weiner joining us, folks. Now, Jake, how long have you been working with your dad officially?
I mean, I've been coming to the shows, since I was born. Basically, I didn't have much of a choice, but it's something I've always enjoyed doing. So I found roles, as I've gotten older. So I've been doing things with him forever.
Now, you worked with Seventh Heaven for how many years?
I worked for them for full-time drum teching for Mike Boucher for and then about a year or two on and off when they needed help. Opportunity, I learned a lot. It's experience you don't really get. So lifestyle that you really it's a hard lifestyle to live. You're doing 10 shows a week, even in the off season, bar season, doing four shows a week. But type of venue, I've played the House of Blues, did the Milwaukee Summerfest, Microsoft's IT can call out boy. We did the black tie auto show thing. So you learn to troubleshoot everything. It's definitely helped. They're all great guys. Everybody that I worked with on the crew did what they did, which made doing the job possible. If those did, we couldn't have done it. So.
You know what, you guys, yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize all the backstage stuff, like you said, all the preparation with the phone calls, with the contracts. I mean, we're talking with everybody. There's a lot of hours prior. How many hours you think that you guys put together before the actual show? And then how many hours during the show?
Well, I mean, that depends. I mean, obviously up until I got my dad was doing all the office and business aspect of the work, which is what I'm older. But it depends. Obviously, some more local events obviously don't require as much time on site. Something music in the park where it's only one band. You're there for less time. But then you have things like Host Fest or Taste of Elmwood Park or whatever, where you have 4 or 5 bands a day.
You're there all day long. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Or even like the Elk Grove Midsummer Classic, where it's only one course because it's such a large scale act. You're there because you have. The office work office work is what makes the money. And that is, and I do have to give my dad credit for that. If that's something I hadn't been taught, you're not going to do it. It's one thing I always say it's one thing to park cars and stand out there, whatever, but make deals and cut contracts, then you're not going to make money.
Well, that was one of the questions I was going to ask Murray. Murray, what do you think one of the biggest events or the hardest events that you ever had to do, would you say? I mean, making sure that everything went well. The biggest event you might have had that might have gave you the hardest time to try to put it all together? Which one the most challenging for you?
I would say probably we did a show for the Elk Grove Village's 50th anniversary. They wanted to have REO Speedwagon, and they wanted to have it in the football since back in 2006, and I called to try to get the band. Said REO Speedwagon doesn't play in high school football stadiums. Said to him, well, you tell Kevin Cronin that he played in high school at Elk starting out, and he promised that if Elk Grove ever wanted him to come back, and they want him to. So they took the gig, and we basically had to transform the high school football field, which was like no easy task, bringing in a stage that was 50. We actually had to take the framing off of the door to the stadium to get the stage in there. Undertaking, but it turned out to be successful, and actually was a springboard Elk Grove Midsummer Classic series that we've been doing for 15 years.
Yeah, you see, so that's like with you guys, with the great thing about EMG, they do such a great job. They get called every year, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how it works. I mean, that's pretty good to have a stable like this every year that you guys can rely on. A lot of those, Murray, you deal with all those contracts and stuff. Is there a lot of crazy stuff that people ask on contracts, or the things that certain people want that you don't hear about too much?
Yeah, well, some of the riders are pretty basic when it comes to the national acts in terms of the equipment that their food requirements. We did have one show that was kind of interesting. After you get to know what's in all the various flight cases, and it's pretty. We did a show with a national act. I'll, I'll say who it is. It was if I'm going to get sued, I'll get sued. But basically, flight cases, and we noticed a couple of flight cases that were unusual, and that be put into the dressing room area, and we inquired what these two, and the tour manager looked at us and said, "That's her washer and." I said, "Her washer and dryer." He said, "Yeah, she brings her own washer and then washes out her clothes." So I hope you guys have us.
Her own washer and dryer. I mean, yeah, you get some crazy stuff. Let's go to Jake. Jake, you ever get a problem sometimes, Jake, when some, I don't think you guys do this, but you ever seen agencies, they put out live tonight, the original, or here they are, the Guess Who. And then Burton Cummings is not there, and neither is Randy Bachman. You ever deal sometimes with that, or do you guys actually, when you guys promote the shows, you guys tell you exactly this is what a formally of or who is? How do you handle that kind of stuff? And what about the fans or the critics? Do they give you problems with that sometimes?
I mean, that's something you have to be to the client. You know, there's going to be associated with that. Like, I mean, if you're getting the Guess Who as opposed to, you know, whoever, Burton Cummings, whatever, there's going to be a price difference because he, so, whatever I couldn't tell you associated are, but, there is always going to be a price difference. The client is going to have to know that. Do shows like, we did one with the Commodores, and you get people asking you all the time, "Oh, is Lionel?" But meanwhile, Lionel hasn't been with the band since the mid '70s. So if he was with the band, it would cost significantly more. That it just would not be feasible. I wouldn't say you run into that, but I mean, there is associated. If you wanted to get, John Anderson, it's just, there obviously is some differences.
Yeah, so but yeah, you can see. Like, I can see. I remember one time there was a couple places that wasn't with you guys, but they advertised somebody and there was nobody there. Like maybe one original guy was like the drummer or something. So I'm sure stuff like that's got to happen. Murray, is there a rule now if you've got the one guy that's in love? Say there's two lover boys, and you have a lover boy playing with Paul Dean's lover boy at Elk Grove. And then you might have Mike Reno's lover boy in Aurora. Is there like a rule that you can't play here if you're this close, or how does that all work?
Well, actually, it's very specific about how it needs to be billed, and I think that in between the two, then it would be up to the agency and the manager. Lover boy featuring original vocalist Mike Reno, or
right.
Like with the Temptations, there's probably been around 50 different versions of it. In some states, I think there's laws in some states that there must be at least, in order for the band to play in that specific state. Very seldom do you find bands nowadays that would be considered classic rock bands or bands that formed in the 60s or 70s, where you have all original members.
Sure.
We hear that all the time. We got that moment, and people were going, "Yeah, but Brian's not there." So it's really not the Beach Boys since 1982.
Right, sure.
But Mike Love is there, and they've been there kind of like from the beginning. And then the question is still relevant, even though all of the original members, that would be kind of saying, well, you know, we don't want to have Paul McCartney because it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and most people really come to hear the songs. Ask most people, especially the ones that bitch about it the most, about, oh, well, there's no original. The question to them is, I said, okay, well, you know, they asked me, you guys are having the Spinners next summer, and they go, well, how many originals are left in there? And I go, well, I'll be glad to tell you the names of the 5 originals, which of course they can't.
Yeah. Yeah, well, see, yeah, I mean, that's like I said. What you guys do is a very tough job. We EMG, ladies and gentlemen, Murray and Jake Weiner. A little break for a quick sponsor, folks. Let's not forget our good buddies from Airtight Windows. Airtight Windows by Siding and Specialist, family owned for 30 years for honesty and quality. Do it right with Airtight Windows. Call Lou at 708-788-5000. Let's not forget our good buddies from Trico Hair Experts out of Rosemont, Illinois. Anthony and Carmela, recreating great hair days. That's right, 773-999-7888. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. How about our good friends from Armando Supermarkets out in Elgin, Illinois? Buy local, shop local. Danny Mazzi says 925 Liberty Street in Elgin. And of course, our good buddies from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. That's Crash Champions. .com for all your collision auto repairs. Live here, folks, on Ocean's Pit, EMG, Murray, and Jake Weiner. Let's go to Jake. Jake, most of the bands that are performing when you guys doing, are they all live, all tracks? Is it mixed? Is there a difference? What do you like best? I seen a little smile on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess nowadays that's hard to say. You know, I mean, expect more of the bands that are going to do their shows live. You know, but these bands that are looking to play more, you know, it's very hard to, 4 or 5 times a week, and just be able to jam like that. It's hard on people. It's it's hard on drummers. It's whatever. So I get it, but I can always respect a show. Like you go and see Kashmir,
right. And Jake, do the people really care in the audience? They really don't care, right?
No, they don't. I mean, that's the judge that, So, no.
Yeah, let me ask. Let's go back to Murray on this. Murray, what would you say your best venue is? Your best venue to play?
Tough. I like the doing the national shows, which is a whole different thing. I think that I love the taste of Elmwood Park. I think it's great. I think we have great food there. The people that run that town, starting with Mayor Saviano.
Sure, Skippy's the best. Sure,
they're great people. Yeah, he's great. The food's good. The environment's good. It's all people from the neighborhood oriented. So I enjoy that, and I like the probably Park Ridge as well.
They're both very both great festivals that you guys put together. You do a great job at that. Let's go to Jake. Jake, do you have a favorite of all the people you booked? Would you say any female artist that you liked of all the people that you've worked with?
Yeah, definitely. We got the opportunity to work with Dionne Warwick. Obviously, she's a legend. She came with just a 3-piece. First time we ever had to rent a grand piano, which was actually really cool. The rental of the grand piano, the rest of the back line, that had to be tuned on site, which had to be at the time when that was done. So that was really, really cool day, something we've never had to do again. But specifically, we got to do a show at Elk Grove with Leanne Rhymes. She was my first childhood crush. I used to watch her on, Nickelodeon, Disney.
Sure.
At 10 years old, I used to like plant my face to the TV and watch her. We're looking to try a country act, and we'd like to attempt a female act this year. And said, maybe let's see what Leanne Rhymes gets. Maybe one show and eliminate that. And sure enough, it was feasible, and and that's just one of those things where it's really surreal. Wow, like 15 years later, you're standing there taking a photo with her like 15 minutes before a show, and stuff like that really does make you, step back and look at what you do from people's eyes, and so it really makes people thankful for what you get to do.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I mean that's a great story. I remember talking to your dad at the last gig we had, Murray, when you're talking about Dionne Warwick. I mean, that had to be. I mean, like you said, you got to be in awe when you meet her, right? And she was so nice to you. You said, tell us a little quick story on that.
Yeah, well, she was somebody that I wanted to work with. She was a personal favorite, and unfortunately, as we book, we do through committees, and if we booked everything, that it would be much different. But we go through committees, and they want certain things, and acquiesce sometimes, and do things. We prefer to do other things that general taste, but it's not about us. It's about
Our clients.
Our clients and what's best for them. Dionne was always on my bucket list of someone I wanted to work with, and when I had a chance to meet her, she was much tinier than I thought, and I said, "I'm really honored to work with you, and I'm really nervous." And she said, "Why are you nervous?" I said, "Well, you've always been one of my favorites, and I didn't know if I." And just like your grandma would do or something, she like took and cupped it in her hands, and she said, "Don't worry, honey, everything is good."
Everything is fine.
It's really like,
I mean,
yeah,
that is
touching
cruel.
moment. Yeah, the humanity in her, it was just a wonderful. You're
Yeah,
in a
that's
position
got to be
where
it's got to be a very cool feeling to have someone like that, like you said. Jake, contract situations. What's an insurance cost? Would you say when you put an event on? Insurance wise, it all depends on the event, obviously, right?
Yeah, and in most cases, I think, Dad would probably be able to answer this better, but in most cases, it's the client that's the ones, like weather insurance, things like that, but obviously the company has, our insurance, but the client is the one that usually has to supply the insurance first,
Sure. Yeah. So, Jake, let's talk real fast. And your dad, I'll ask you both this questions. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I know you guys went there. You got a picture that you guys took out in Cleveland. I was there many years ago when it first opened. Let's go with your dad, Murray, on this one. Murray, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People who were in the Hall of Fame. What do you think on that? The committee wise. I mean, there's people that should be right in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they're not. Do you like the procedure, how that all works? You think it's going to change? How does Dolly Parton get put in the, no disrespect to Dolly Parton, but how does she get put in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Could Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses be put in the Country Hall of Fame?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's very political. Reading any type of music, but it is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Music Hall of Fame, and that's where she belongs. And I don't feel that rap music should be in the rock and but I can understand their need to try to be all inclusive, but at the same time, there's a Gospel Music Hall of Fame, a Country Music Hall of Fame,
Right.
and I think that that's should suffice, and I think people honored in kind of the type of that their music is. I mean, people
Yeah.
like the Oak Ridge Boys, they're in several. They're in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, Vocal Group Hall of Fame. So,
Yeah, personally, I don't like, I mean, you bring up Dolly Parton, obviously she's one of the most successful artists ever.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
don't understand. I don't understand how an artist like, I think recently, okay, can't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet, but somebody like her, there's so many talented artists that just maybe recently that definitely I felt deserved the spot.
Yeah, it's makes you wonder. Sometimes it looks like they're just doing it for ticket sales, because if these people are in that particular event,
Right.
a lot of people are going to go from all veins, all different types of people will come to that event. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. EMG in the house, Murray and Jake Weiner. A couple other things, guys, real fast. COVID-19 hit 2020. Musicians were out of work. No festivals, no concerts. Murray, what was the first thing that you thought about when you heard about it, that the season has been canceled?
first thing I said, I started in 1967 doing this, and I couldn't believe that 50-something years in the business that I might have to close my doors or something. I just was kind of like, I couldn't believe it. It was when 9/11 happened. At that point, corporate work, and we really hadn't jumped into the festival business wholeheartedly. Corporate with some of those, the Bob Hopes and the Ray Charleses of the world, and we had booked, and then 9/11 happened, and nobody could travel because the airlines were shut down.
Yeah.
And literally, it almost like bankrupt the company, because we had contracts out that we couldn't get back, and it was just horrible. And with COVID, we basically lost almost 2.5 years. It was really hard to recover, and we really about whether we should even continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard not only for you guys. I know all the agencies and all the bands and everything. It seems like everything is coming back a little bit now. I'm glad it's all coming back. I'm glad you guys' seasons are back. I'm glad your people are still coming out to the concerts, which are fantastic. Jake and Murray, this goes out to both you guys. How many people come up to you and say, hey, can you get so-and-so? When can you get so-and-so? How about this one? Let's go with Murray first. Who's the people that ask Murray the most to get somewhere to come to Chicago? Who's most requested, Murray?
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
They'll say to us, can you on, or people like that, but that's just in another. I think that the most that we've ever been able to buy somebody was probably 100 to 100 range, and there's people coming all the time saying, can you get Elton John, get Paul McCartney, and those are these, they don't realize that these are like $1 million.
Sure.
Impossible. Sure. And the other thing is that if you did have, we even have a difficulty getting certain acts because we're locked into certain days and we have to compete with other people. Like you mentioned, like Ron O'Neill's great. I love what he's done for the musical scene in Chicagoland. I know him a long time editor. We're very good friends. What we do is different, but we compete in that there's certain acts that I might and he wants to get, and these what's called a radius clause, that if they play a certain place, they can't play something for
I got
a
it. Sure.
certain amount of time, maybe 30 days before, 30 days after, where if an agent calls and says, Ron, how would you like to
Tommy James.
Tommy James and the Shondells or Brett Michaels or whatever, Ron can see area where routing looks good.
Yeah, anytime they're coming out of Milwaukee or Columbus, Ohio, or
Yeah, it makes no difference what day of the week it is. I'm locked into certain in July for like Elk Grove, and if I can't get them on one of those 4 days, I'm out. Even if so I have to compete with Ron. I have to compete Vinny. I have to compete with other theaters.
A lot of competition out there, Murray. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
but you know what?
absolutely.
You guys have been doing a great job all these years, and you guys give it always your 100%. And that's what's the best thing about the company, EMG. They do a great job. Murray's been doing it for years, and Jake is right up there with you, working very hard. I appreciate you guys. I know you guys are busy, and I appreciate you guys being on the show very much. And thank you for the work that you do give me. I do appreciate that. One more question I'd like to ask Jake, since the future is Jake with EMG. Now, Jake, what happens when a lot of these older
Now, wait a minute, 1 minute.
What happened?
I said just one thing.
Yes.
When I stop talking, then you'll know I'm dead. Okay? But
you got that right, Murray.
Until then.
Absolutely. Jake, the future, you, of course, EMG, your dad, of course, is with you, and now you're going to be following the footsteps like have you been doing. A lot of these old acts, a lot of these oldies acts, which people still love, and because thank God for that. Do you see the business changing because these new bands that are out there, are they still going to have the draw and everything that someone like Tommy James or the Beach Boys who still draw 50 years later? Would you have that? Do you see that maybe a problem coming to the future?
I don't know if I necessarily say that. A big thing that we have to do, I mean, it's the main thing we have to look at the demographic of every community or every event that we do. The primary thing of how we build our lineups, obviously you can't book a lot the same as you can book Elk Grove Rotary Fest or the Taste of Park Ridge or whatever.
Yeah.
So obviously the demographic for events that for alcohol sales, you would have to put bands that are going to draw people graphic, that 30 to 50-year-old range, as opposed to the people that used to come out and drink that material, which is a big thing. Like now, why we got like All American Grove this year, because the mayor, finally said, we do need to modern act into the event, especially being the Elk Grove Midsummer Classic Rotary Fest.
Sure.
Being that they have the carnival, there'll be more kids. There's beer. That is something you do have to take into consideration. But with the times changing, change. But the greats will always be the greats in my mind. You'll always know that whether that's a local band or a national band, the best are the best. Period. But you do always have to take into consideration your demographics that you're
Well,
working with.
you guys always do an incredible job. As your friend Allison Riley says, Murray will never ever end. He was going to keep commanding from the grave. That's what they said.
that's her-
He'll
her-
always be there. But
Her
thank
uncle-
Murray Weiner, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Weiner, EMG in the house. Thank you for all you guys do, man. Keep bringing music to the Chicagoland area because it makes everybody happy. And we need live music and we need live concerts. And thank you so much, Murray and Jake. Anything you want to say before you guys say goodbye?
Yeah, what I want to say is to you and everybody else that's ever worked with us, that make us look like we know what we're doing.
Hey, it works both
Absolutely,
ways.
yeah.
Like you said, it works.
Yeah. If
It
we
works
didn't have
both ways.
the good if we didn't have bands that made our days run smooth for us, then period.
So thank you.
No, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. EMG, Murray and Jake Weiner, ladies and gentlemen. Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Don't forget, right now they're starting to book for the new season. So right now you're gonna keep another lookout. All the festivals and everything will be broadcasting soon. Who's coming to your town and concerts? Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today, man. We have a lot of stuff tonight. We'll be at Jimmy's Place in Forest Park with Louis Pipes making his singing debut. Of course, Venuti's on Thursday. Want to watching the show? My good buddy Angel Guadamato is watching, everybody, from Naples, Italy, but he will be joining us at Venuti's this Thursday. Wait till you hear this guy's voice. I'm telling you, man, from Naples, he's got a big tour happening in 2023 in Rome. He's fantastic, Angel, and I can't wait to see you on Thursday at Venuti's with us and the main event band. From St. Louis, the great Everett Dean is watching. Everett, what's up, my brother? You're doing great. Love working with you, pal. Everybody's having Yolanda likes to see you guys. All right, let's get to some stories that we didn't get a chance. Oh, our good friend Phyllis Sahajas, folks, of course, the wife of Nick Sahajas had a couple pain problems with her legs. She went into surgery today, this morning, but everything is going to be an outpatient, so I'm sure she's going to be okay. But our prayers go out to Phyllis, the first woman of rock, I call her, and Nick Sahajas, of course, Saint Nick. Our prayers go out to them. Of course, Ronnie B. Elvis was supposed to be on yesterday. His show got, because of the problem that with his lovely lady, Deborah, his father had a stroke, so they had to cancel his show December 22nd at the Des Plaines Theater. It's going to happen, I guess, now. Ronnie B. is going to reschedule that show to April 16th, 2023. So look at that for Ronnie B. With the new schedule. Johnny Maggio celebrating 70 years coming up January 29th at the Arcada Theater. Happy 70 years to my good buddy Johnny Maggio, man. You got to love that. It's got to be cool. All right, let's get to some stories. We ain't got much time left. Let's keep it rolling. California School Board head of the school board resigns. You know why, folks? He was having booze parties, and inviting minors to these type of parties. Besides the booze, everything else was going on in these parties that shouldn't be going on. Inviting minors to these particular situations, folks. Now, remember, this is in California, where everything's a little bit more open over there, but it's a school board. He is the head of the school board in California. Having these little parties with your little gang that you have, and then you end up inviting minors is a no-no, folks. It's not a good thing to do. And like I said, we talk about this on the show. When there's people in your own home, you always figure that you're safe. Your friends, your home, your school people. You think that's the safe thing. You figure that in your life, all you got to worry about is the strangers out there. But a lot of the shit that happens, folks, are people in your own little family or your circle or your school. What the hell? California. Kathy, I know you're watching from Santa Barbara. I love you, honey. Hope you're doing well. President Joe Biden yesterday made an announcement, according to the Washington Post, that he says he's going to cut down the homeless to 25% less homeless in 2025. Now, does that mean he's going to be elected again? I don't know. That's suspicious of a claim for someone we don't even know who's going to be president again after 2024. Just some stuff me just rattling off. You know how I am, folks. And again, talking about people being safe and everything that's going on now, and all the social media outlets, we love them. We need them. In my business, I need them. If you're in your business, they're all good. Some are bad. Depends on what you believe. Some people don't believe. But a lot of times in the social media markets, we know when something that doesn't the social media platforms, the people in charge do not agree on some stuff that's being posted, they get banned. You know that, or you get flagged, or you get banned from Facebook for 30 days for making something wrong about race or religion or political. I got that. And all the different social markets, media that's out there. We know it. We see it happen. Now we got Twitter out there. I like Twitter because I like freedom of speech. Like I said, if you don't like it, the best thing about it, you can just scroll right through it. The problem that I'm having with folks, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I mentioned it briefly on the show yesterday. I had a lot of people that thought it was wondering the same thing. They would monitor stuff that's on the social media page, especially Twitter at the time, about this and that and that. You can't have this and you can't have that. And they would, take it off and ban and flag you. Right? God, we hope not need to get out of the office. Carol, how you doing? Hope not, Toto. How you doing, buddy? Hey, baby, hope to see you tonight. Hope to see you too, Lillian. I got your Christmas CDs for you, honey. All right, the point I'm trying to say is why, and I'm going to have to bring out my favorite time. You know this, folks. It's time for That's Suspicious. And we know that Twitter at the time, they had people monitoring these things. Then why on Twitter and why on other social media platforms, ladies and gentlemen, they did nothing about taking down child pornography sites or platforms? Why? Why did that go unnoticed? That's suspicious. If you said something against religion, or you said something about president, or you said something about race, or you said something about this, you're banned, you're flagged. That's been going on for years in all the social media outlets. But why child pornography on these platforms just kind of get brushed off like they're talking about a sale at a supermarket? At least Twitter put a stop to that. That's the stuff that gets me crazy. And that's why I go from one extreme. Why is one thing okay and one not the other? I'm sorry, folks. That doesn't make any sense to me. 2012, December 20th, 1843, my favorite story, one of my favorite authors, Charles Dickens, wrote A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, December 12th, 1843. In my tradition here on the Christmas season, I watch every Christmas Carol ever made. The cartoons, the movies, I've watched them all. I got maybe 2 to watch, but then I've watched them all already for this year. Nothing better than Ebenezer Scrooge and Bob Cratchit, and of course the 3 spirits, and always a great message. And one thing that Scrooge was always what he was, but if you ever wondered the poor lifestyle that kid had, that before his dad abandoned him. If you listen to the whole story, it just wasn't. He became mean. He became greedy. He became sad. He became depressed. So it's a great story. The Christmas Carol, December 20th, 1843, by the great Charles Dickens. I'm sure we've all watched it. Didn't care for the version with Jim Carrey, but all the other versions I did like. Congratulations to the World Cup winner, Argentina. For all you people that follow the soccer, Argentina won. Congratulations to them. Shirley Watts has passed away, the loving wife, widow, of course, of Charlie Watts, who passed earlier this year as well. He was the drummer for the grand, fantastic band, the Rolling Stones. Charlie Watts died last year, and of course, his wife followed. Shirley Watts has passed away. Also from the rock band, or the Spa band, the Specials, big band in the 80s and the 70s. Terry Hall, the original lead singer, dies at the age of 63 years old from the band called the Specials. Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. I hope you guys are having a great time. Mary, I have watched Scrooge, the new one with Will Ferrell, Christmas Carol. I've not seen that one yet. I like to watch the more traditional ones, but I will definitely watch that. That's for sure. Fox News says unvaccinated drivers have to pay higher car insurance, folks. Wow. Woo. We mentioned this yesterday. I'm so pissed off, I had to mention it again. You didn't care for it? I don't think it's going to be any good with Will Ferrell. I'm sorry, he's not that good. Hasn't been funny in a long time. That's bullshit, Franny. I agree with you, Franny, who's going to be on the show with Laurie Stevens this Friday, singing some Christmas songs. I can't wait, along with Santa Claus. Anyway, so Fox News says if you're unvaccinated, you have to pay more money driving, folks. Bullshit. CNN journalist Drew Griffin dies at the age of 60 years old. Drew Griffin. And we'll get back to the other stuff. Like we're saying, O'Hare Airport has ordered 10,000 pounds of salt. So it makes you wonder what's going to be happening with this particular storm. Sometimes the hardest thing and the right thing are the same. And I'm sure we've all been through it. Pretty good quote. I'm going to keep that one around for a while. According to NBC, a 12-pound horse was saved as the horse fell into the ice, and they had to pull this horse, man. 1,200-pound horse, very heavy horses, but I'm glad that the horse was rescued. And you never know in these, when people walking through the ice or skiing to the ice or playing on the ice in Wisconsin, wherever they are, you never know anymore. And this poor horse went under. Thank God he was okay and saved. Social Security 2023 increase, 8.7 hike. We'll see, according to CBS. You've been hearing about it for a year now. Sad news in the NFL world. Franco Harris, former running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, has passed away at the age of 72. Franco Harris, great guy, Italian-American. He was half African-American and half Italian-American. The great Franco Harris, the original from the Pittsburgh Steelers, has passed away at the age of 72 years old. December 18th, 1966, The Grinch Stole Christmas first came on the television on NBC. The Grinch, nothing better than Boris Karloff and The Grinch. How many E.T. lovers out there? Do you remember the mechanical robot they used in the movie? Well, movie props are very profitable, and they sell big online because a lot of collectors love movie props, memorabilia that's worked with movies. Now, this one, folks, the actual mechanical doll or whatever they use for E.T., the movie, just sold at an auction $2.5 million. $2.5 million for the actual head that did the electronic thing ahead of E.T. $2.5 million. Someone has that in their home. Absolutely. All right, birthdays. We missed so many birthdays, folks. Today also is the first day of winter. Happy winter, everybody. My favorite time of the year. Ocean's Rat Pack's going to be in Indiana at the Hobart Art Theater on January 21st. Ocean's Rat Pack. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget, tomorrow, folks, live from the Almost Home Foundation. Me and my lovely co-host, Laura, will be there. And Moretti's a la carte entertainment is supplying some pizzas. And Mayor Tom Daly of Schaumburg will be joining us. Maybe he'll say a few words. We're trying to get some dogs adopted for the holidays. So come on out, folks. Pet a dog, grab a dog, take one home for you, for your friend, for your kids' Christmas gift, or just for somebody who can love a dog. We all need them. Andy Trippy is in the house. What's up, my buddy Andy and Olivia from Florida? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's get some birthdays. Tony Lewis from the outfield celebrates a birthday. Speaking of the Beach Boys, Murray and Jake Weiner booked the Beach Boys many times. Carl Wilson's birthday today. Of the Beach Boys, Chris Robinson from the rock and roll band The Black Crowes celebrates a birthday. Frank Zappa celebrates a birthday. Oh boy, Jackie Fox, original member of the Runaways, the all-female rock band from the 70s, celebrates a birthday. Of course, the great Ray Liotta, who just passed away. What a great actor. The great Ray Liotta celebrates a birthday. Cheryl Burton from ABC celebrates a birthday, everybody. Cheryl Burton. Alan Parsons, Eye in the Sky, and all the great songs. Also worked for the Beatles and a lot of the great Alan Parsons. Frances Bevrier, better known as Aunt B from Andy Griffith, celebrates a birthday. How about Italian-American Alyssa Milano from Who's the Boss celebrates a birthday. Mike Lookingland, better known as Bobby Brady, celebrates a birthday. Peter Criss, the original drummer in the rock band Kiss, turned 79 years old yesterday, folks. Mean Gene Oakland, for all you WWF wrestling fans, the great Mean Gene Oakland, and one of the great, most underrated rock and roll singers of all time, from the band Bad Company to Free and The Firm, the great Paul Rodgers. Also, Paul Rodgers did a stunt with the band Queen for a while. Paul Rodgers celebrates a birthday. Nobody likes Alyssa Milano. She's a communist. Good point, Minnie. So let's get rid of Alyssa Milano on our list. Minnie Ramirez, I hope you're doing well. Kathy, hope you're doing well. My brother had a cute dog he paid. They took her back. Horrible. Oh, I'm sorry, Marion, about your brother. I'm just sad. Don't forget, folks, now, 28th and 29th, next Wednesday and Thursday, I turn 60 years old. Wednesday on the 28th, we celebrate at Rosario's with the Main Event Band. Jeff Dubray, Nixa Hodges will be joining us. A couple of the Jersey girls. It's going to be great. John Vincent will be joining us. And the list goes on and on. Ocean's Rat Pack will be on the 29th at Donnie G's. Mojo's Jukebox. I'm so excited. Jim Cunningham from Off-Broadway. And the list goes on and on. Regina Karma, Kim Peterson, LaFew, Stephanie Berger. I mean, they're all going to be there. I'm so excited to celebrate my 60th, and I hope you guys will be joining us as well. Again, happy Hanukkah to all my Jewish friends out there today. Again, thank you, Laura and Anthony, for the great party last night at Rosati's. Jerry Jams did a great job. We're going to see you guys tonight. Failure. The word failure. A few errors in judgment repeated every day. That is a failure. All right, folks, we're going to leave you as we are. Thank you all for watching the show today. We want to thank our sponsor and the last sponsor, last but not least, of course, our good buddy Dave Antonelli from Patriot Funding Incorporated, commercial money lending at its finest. When timing is everything, Patriot Funding Incorporated. Just call my buddy Dave Antonelli at 630-675-4730. That's Patriot Funding Incorporated. I want to thank our executive producer, April, for coming down and helping my wife, Laura, putting the thing together, because we were, for a while, the show was not on the Tony Ocean show page. Now it is. And now, guys, we need your emails. Please go to your phone or your laptop right now, to your phone. Dial, put in Ocean's Pit, put in the number 22828, 22828. Please pop up. They'll ask for your email. Send it out. We'll be getting some special monthly newsletters and stuff that's going on with Ocean's Pit. New Year's Eve at Avanti. New studio happening very soon as well. We're moving everything, folks. We can't wait. And, of course, my lovely co-host, my lovely wife, will be with me tomorrow at the Almost Home Foundation. And then Friday, Santa Claus and Lori and Franny and Lori Stevens will be singing some of their Christmas carols. That's going to be a little great Christmas show on the 23rd. We're going to end the weekend with a holiday cheer. Everybody, want to thank you all for watching out, coming out. Don't forget, tonight, Jimmy's Place with Louis Pipes, Jerry Jams. Tomorrow, Venuti's in Addison with the Main Event Band, and live from Naples, Italy, Angel Conamato. What a voice. La voce che c'ha. Oh, my God. That's going to be great at Venuti's. Need reservations for that. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Double T, Tony Toto as well. You guys are fantastic. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. My good buddy Anthony Napolitano, how you doing, brother? Miss you. Maybe we'll get Anthony to come out to one of my birthday shows and play some drums as well. You guys are unbelievable, and I thank you all for watching Ocean's Pit, the little show about big things. Remember, buy local, shop local. Go out and support live entertainment and local establishments. It's very important. Be kind right now to everybody, man. Life is too short. It is. It's a great feeling to have Christmas and holidays and being with your family and friends. God bless you all, man. Be cool. And the great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Thank you, Jake and Murray Weiner from EMG Booking Agency. Fantastic people. I love you all very much, folks. Thank you for watching every day. God bless you all. Ringo Starr says peace and love. Peace and love. And ladies and gentlemen, Nixa Hodges, the piano man, taking us out.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony.